Tensions are simmering between Islamabad and Washington. Pakistan is rejecting the United States' assertions that it's allowing safe havens for militants on its territory. Islamabad says U.S. Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta is oversimplifying some complex issues in Pakistan's fight against terrorism. It says Panetta's comments are unhelpful in bringing about peace and stability in the region. Pakistan says it won't allow its territory to be used against any country, nor will it allow any safe havens on its land. Islamabad says it will follow its own timeline and strategy for carrying out operations against militants. Well, the U.S. must stop drone attacks. That's what angry Pakistani demonstrators demand. Pakistani protesters swarmed the streets in the northwestern city of Peshawar to condemn the deadly attacks. A few days ago, the U.S. Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta said the attacks will continue despite the protests by the Pakistani government and people. More than 150 people have lost their lives in the airstrike so far this year. The United States says the attacks target militants, but according to the Pakistani sources, most of the victims are civilian. Well, to discuss the situation a bit further, we're being joined by Strategic Affairs Analyst Syed Tariq Pirzada from Islamabad. Many thanks for joining us here on Press TV, Mr. Pirzada. Now, why do you think that Pakistani officials have chosen this point to lash out against the U.S. when tensions were already simmering and the U.S. has already said that it's not going to stop its drone attacks come what may?
Well, actually, Pakistan, I would say, is still not what I would call lashing out at the United States, but they have come out with a statement that clearly tells that the U.S. position is not correct, that Pakistan has been and is and will continue to take strong action against the militants. And actually, the Pakistan Air Force is continuing to launch operations in the tribal areas. So on that point, the statement by the U.S. Defense Secretary and the State Department, all of them are totally baseless. I'll be very fair to say that this is a clear situation in which the United States wants to have the NATO supply route open, an action taken against Haqqani group, and at the same time let India play a major role in Afghanistan while threatening Pakistan and threatening it with major, without saying, but they have said that they have run out of patience, which means that they will be opening a floodgates of attacks against Pakistan, both in the tribal areas and maybe in other cities as well.
Right, but Mr. Pirzada, with Pakistan now toughening its stance, or so it seems, regarding the fight against terrorism on its own soil, do you think Pakistan is adopting a good approach as far as being involved in the reconstruction of Afghanistan and bringing the war to what many call a responsible end?
Actually, Pakistan is already investing and also playing a very positive role as far as the reconstruction of Afghanistan is concerned. Pakistan has been offering its good offices to the United States for bringing about reconciliation within Afghanistan. But the issue is this, that the United States really does not want Pakistan to play any role as far as the reconciliation and the restoration of peace in Afghanistan is concerned. They want their strategic partner, India, to play that role. On the other hand, they want a nuclear Pakistan to simply play the role of a stooge or a client state in the region and just listen to the United States and follow their timeline in the war against terrorism, follow their strategy in the war against terrorism. And they don't realize one thing, that Pakistan is a country of many, many nationalities. And if we take actions as per the direction of the United States every time in the tribal areas without a careful strategy, we will have our own population rising against the Federation. So they don't care for the integrity of Pakistan, but at the same time, they want all the actions taken under duress and with clear, signs of threats that we will open floodgates of attacks against Pakistan.
Right, so where do you see these tensions headed? The Pakistani public is, of course, wanting the Pakistani government to sever ties with Washington because of its drone strikes and interference within the regional affairs and Pakistan's own internal affairs. The government right now, it's toughening its position with regards to how much Washington can have a say as far as the fight against terrorism on its soil goes. But at the end of the day, as you mentioned, Pakistan has invested a lot in Afghanistan and its reconstruction, as well as the war that's going on there. But with America looking to isolate Pakistan, wouldn't this just make more troubles for Pakistan in the days to come?
Absolutely. It will make more trouble for Pakistan, but the issue is this. What are the choices for Pakistan? Either simply surrender to the United States, follow the U.S. troops on its soil, allow the U.S. troops operate on its soil, just let the NATO supplies, resumed without any cost attached to that, and at the same time, act as a client state for the United States, while India enjoys a dominant position in the region. And again, there is no role for Pakistan in the U.S. strategy as far as the restoration of peace in Afghanistan is concerned. So, considering 40,000 Pakistani deaths in the war against terror, 70 to 80 billion dollar worth of economic losses, here is a United States that has forgotten almost everything, and they just think about themselves and nobody else. So Pakistan has entered into a no through ally with Washington. At the present time, the best Pakistan can do is to simply continue its war against terror according to its own plan. But the Pakistan's sovereignty is being violated, and there is no nation that can surrender on that issue.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. That was Strategic Affairs Analyst Syed Tariq Pirzada joining us there from studios in Islamabad. Mr. Pirzada, thank you for your input here on Press TV.